Ah, yes. Rolly missing Bears now. He's got a question. He says, if the Chargers are struggling mid-season, could the Bears trade for Khalil Mack or Joey Bosa? Obviously, Mack having spent some time with the Bears for several seasons. Joey Bosa, who's a little bit younger but has had some injuries in recent years, he recently said he'd like to play with his brother Nick Bosa, so that's kind of opened the door of like, could he end up playing elsewhere after this year? We'll see. Obviously, both they're very accomplished pass rushers in this league. Khalil Mack's got a pretty interesting Hall of Fame case, by the way. If you get over 100 sacks, historically, that gives you a pretty good chance he's already over 100. If you can get, I don't know, say 130, that'd be a pretty strong case. Bosa, who's younger but has some injuries, he's a very good player as well. I would certainly take either of these guys. I mean, you look at this front four, it's lacking a second elite level player. You've got Montez Sweat, and you've got, frankly, kind of a bunch of rotation guys. I mean, Andrew Billings played like a starter last year at nose tackle. Hopefully he continues that level of play. Javon Dexter, we're hoping for a big year too. DeMarcus Walker, he's a really good heavy rotation player, but as a full-time starter, he's kind of average. And, all the guys behind him, we're hopeful for guys like Booker and Pickens and some others, but the reality is there's a big unknown there. And we know Ryan Poles likes to trade, and we know he's been aggressive at trade deadlines. He traded for Chase Claypool to try and help out Justin Fields. Obviously, that one didn't work out, but he stuck to his guns the next year, said this defense needs a pass rusher. This upcoming draft isn't great for pass rushers, and he got Montez Sweat and extended him, and that one did work out well. So it wouldn't shock me at all if we're sitting at the trade deadline, the Bears are having a pretty good year, but it's like, I need another pass rusher, and maybe a vet becomes available. So whether it's Bosa, Mack, or someone else, that would not surprise me in the least. So pick one for me. Khalil Mack or Joey Bosa? Type KM for Khalil Mack, JB for Joey Bosa. Let me know who you would rather have. Obviously, Mack, there's sentimental stuff there. If both are healthy, I'd probably take Bosa just because he's younger, but maybe Mack's cheaper, so that could play a role also. DC Viper, what UDFA could be a surprise and make the 53-man roster? Two guys still stand out to me. Keith Randolph Jr., who we didn't hear a ton about during OTAs and minicamp, but I'm still fairly high on him. I think he's got a shot. Mostly because of the position he plays. You've only got 3 defensive tackles that are for sure ahead of him, so you're likely going to carry at least 4. He could be that 4th guy. And then Ian Wheeler. I think his skill set is similar to Travis Homer's. If the Bears carry a 4th running back, I think he's got a shot to unseat Homer. He would be a lot cheaper. Homer, you can save over $2 million if you cut him, so that one wouldn't surprise me either. Beyond that, I don't think John Jackson III, Caleb's buddy, is going to make this team. I think he's more of a practice squad candidate, but you never know. The Bears have had UDFAs make the roster in each of the past 2 years, so we'll see what happens this year. Jay Reezy, who should the Bears go after now that Calais is going to Miami? Did a video on this, actually. 5 defensive linemen the Bears should target in free agency. You should subscribe and go check that out. But if you haven't, you could bring back Ngakoue. You could go after Emmanuel Ogbah. I mentioned some other guys in that video. You can go check that out. But I did want Calais Campbell. I'm not surprised he signed with the 3-4 team. That's a defensive scheme he's played in for a while now. But Ngakoue, Ogbah, Carl Lawson, kind of the suspects we've talked about in recent weeks. Subscribe and join us, because if you want to check out our other videos, once you subscribe and go to the content tab and see what episodes we've put up recently, and also to be a part of these mailbags, you got to join us live. So hit the sub button, turn on notifications. That way you know exactly when we go live. Usually it's every Monday and Thursday at 4 o'clock Central. William Bomer, do you see the Bears trading a second-round pick for Trey Hendrickson? I'd be surprised if they did that before the season. Again, that feels more like a deadline deal. Like if the Bengals are not contending for whatever reason, they probably will if Burrow's healthy, or if he just has clearly made it known to them that he wants out, maybe that could happen. But I doubt it happens before the season unless he skips training camp altogether. Michael DiBartolo, what is the realistic floor and ceiling for Caleb Williams? I think his floor is like a bigger, but maybe not peak Russell Wilson. Like, I don't know, what's not what he became in Denver, but maybe like his later Seattle years were like he was still good, but he wasn't as good. Maybe that type of player, but bigger and a stronger arm. I think his ceiling is like, I don't know, like probably a slightly worse Mahomes. Like, I don't think he's going to be Mahomes, but I think he can have that type of impact on a franchise. Like, I do think the floor is high. Like, I think his floor is he's still a solid starter. Like, different stylistically, but I think like what Trevor Lawrence has been. Trevor Lawrence has been good, but I think for a number one overall pick, he's been a little underwhelming, which is why people freaked out at the contract he just got. But like, if you're Jacksonville, it's like, I mean, he's still a top 12, 14 starter in this league, and he's still young as hell. Of course we're going to pay him. I think that level of player where it's like, okay, he's not incredible, but he's good, I think that's probably his floor. Like, I would be surprised if we wake up in 5 years and he's not the Bears starter and he's not playing at a pretty high level. I really would. Speaking of Caleb Williams, go pick up his jersey, chatsports.com/Caleb. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. We got the navies, the whites, the orange. I think some other items in there, some t-shirts and stuff. Go check it out, chatsports.com/Caleb. Get yourself a Caleb Williams jersey or item today. Again, that link is in the comments and in the description. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat. Jason M., who leads the team in interceptions this season? I'm going to go with Tyreek Stevenson. He's pretty aggressive on the outside. He'll certainly get beat his fair share, but I think he'll lead the team in interceptions. It'll be somewhere between 4 and 6 picks. Maybe 5 interceptions. I think he'll lead the team. DC Viper, who do you think gets a new contract first, TJ Edwards or Tremaine Edmonds? Well, Edwards is more likely to get another contract with this team for multiple reasons. One, he only signed a 3-year deal for $19 million. He's entering year 2 of that deal. 2, Edmonds signed a 4-year deal worth a lot more, $72 million, and Edwards played better than Edmonds. So Edwards' deal is up sooner, and he played better. So he's way more likely, in my opinion, to get another contract with this team, just period, plus sooner compared to Tremaine Edmonds. Who's your favorite former Bears player? Like, I don't know, Khalil Mack. We were talking about him a little bit earlier. Who's your favorite former Bears player? Whether he's still in the league or not, drop his name in the comments. Lucas with the Super Chat. If the offense is top 10 this year, do you try to make Waldron head coach to keep him? Obviously, you would lose Flus. I mean, what's the win-loss situation? Was the defense top 10? Did the team make the playoffs? I need more information. Like, if the team went 10-7, made the playoffs and won a game or lost a close wild card game, I don't think you just axe Flus and promote Waldron. Like, now, if they were a top 10 offense and they went 7-10 and Flus just didn't seem ready, like it was like, okay, man, this is 3 years, then yeah, maybe in that scenario you do that. But I think I need more context there. Wasim, Bear Down FGB, love all the work you guys do. Appreciate that. When will the Bears solidify center? I mean, I think they're rolling with what they got for this year. Ryan Bates, Coleman Shelton, they'll duke it out. Depending on what happens with Nate Davis at right guard, that could play a role as well. Like, if they don't trust Davis, they might put Bates at right guard and Shelton at center. Connor Williams is out there. I think teams are certainly going to monitor him as he continues to rehab his ACL injury. But otherwise, I think you kind of got what you got right now. The Notcast, studio tour at 100K subs. What's behind the camera? Like, fly a bunch of you in, or like we do like a vlog type of video? That'd be cool. I wouldn't be opposed to that. If you guys want a vlog studio tour at 100,000 subs, type me in the comments. Type me in the comments if you want us to do a vlog. We can do like a studio tour, kind of an office tour as well, where people sit and all that stuff. Rolly will make an appearance. Also, I know you guys are always asking what he's up to, so type me if that is something that you would be interested in. A lot of me's coming in. All right, that's all we have for our mailbag today. So if you didn't get your question in, you can do so on Instagram at HGramNFL. I'm always catching up on DMs over there, so hit me up if you got any Bears, NFL, life questions. I'm a pretty open book at HGramNFL.